That's that circular reason.
30 seconds.
Man. That's like your
Y'all gonna be mad at my popular opinion,
that's
unpopular
your
opinion.
it's
fam.
good to be it's not good to be a hypocrite.
Yeah,
Unless it's JG.
Yeah. Hypocrisy ain't cool unless I'm the hypocrite, fam.
All right, cool.
Man, if you wrote that shit down and read it, you'd be like, man, that's a
Episode 9.
Yeah, man.
shit.
I'm gonna
That
take
shit
it.
real.
I'm gonna make it a Facebook post. You're still in jail.
For sure. Yeah, right. You know what I'm saying? Man, till
You
like,
still in jail?
Man, till like the 20th or something.
Dang, he looking forward to getting out.
Actually, you know what? Man?
Wait,
You know what? I'm actually not. Well, yeah, we
that's gonna be on the show.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, it's recorded. I started
Oh,
recording
We
right
good?
away because
Bet.
you guys always talk about
Yeah,
that shit
let's go.
off air and
And catch
shit.
the good shit, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
dude, that is funny. That is funny.
That shit real, dude.
You guys good as far as spacing?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
my level's good, I'm
Showered
cool.
and shit.
Word.
Loads are good. Let me know when you're ready to go live and we'll do it.
All right, I think we're ready.
We can
We're
go,
ready.
man.
Yeah.
Fucking kid. I'm on 90th and Good Hope. Man, Dad, you gonna pick me up? Motherfucker. Nah. I think I actually did call him a motherfucker, but I'm gonna have to apologize.
You did?
Hell yeah, damn kids.
That's
man.
awesome.
Because
Where was
that's
he
just
going?
my response. He had basketball practice.
Then
This
they got,
word.
and then they got a game.
No, yeah, now we gotta go. No, that was my younger son. They had practice today. My older son, then we gotta drive down the shot for his game.
Word. That's what's up.
All right, I'm gonna hit live in 3,
Let's
2,
go.
1.
Let's go.
Yo, ladies and gents.
That's
You are now tuned in to the Melodrama podcast, sponsored by Unify Records, Freshly Broken. I am your boy Speak Easy. I'm joined to my immediate left by JG and Trip, and I'm stumbling on my words because they're bullying me already, and we're like
That's
30
what
seconds
we do,
in.
fam.
Like,
we
what
have
we
not
do.
said a word to this man.
Hey, that's why I'm in Facebook jail on like 3 pages for bullying, fam.
so this is, ironically, we just kind of stumbled on this. We started talking, and then JG was like, "Yeah, I'm in Facebook jail, and I get out in
like
X amount of
20
days." I'm
Get out
like,
in
so
20 days.
I'm just trying to learn. Like, I mean,
Hey,
I used to
how,
think it was funny to go to Facebook jail.
Right.
how is Facebook jail
'Cause it was
treating you?
fine.
So
Then
what
I
do you
started
do
realizing
to
I was
like?
missing money?
You know what I'm saying?
man,
what do
know
you do
what,
to keep
dude?
your mind
I'm
right? You know what I'm
actually
saying?
mad because I was doing a fundraiser for my son's basketball team when them hoes locked me up.
Right, so now
Right.
you're just missing money because
So
you can't
I
promote
can't even
nothing.
promote it. I can't do nothing. So
Wow.
I'm thoroughly pissed. But
Yeah.
it's kind of refreshing, fam. You know how when
Okay.
nigga go to jail and he convert to Muslim Islam
Yeah.
and shit,
Yeah.
you know, I'm
You
kind of
found
doing
God.
that.
Yeah. You know what
I
I'm
ain't-
saying?
You
I
smelled
ain't
the higher beans.
Right, you know what I'm saying? I ain't been called toxic
Word.
in like 2 weeks. You know what I'm
Word.
saying?
Laid off the
Just-
pork.
Yeah, you know, just like, this shit been kind of refreshing. I'm like,
Word.
damn, I'm kind of
Well, you know what I'm saying? Listen,
feeling valued
we
again.
here
and
for you.
shit.
You know what I'm saying? We gonna hold it down,
Put some
Somebody
money on
put
his
some
books.
money on the books,
Yeah, you
though.
know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, let's put
Hey,
some
go to
money
my
on-
my locked up pages and
Yeah.
donate to my son now.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we definitely got to make sure, JG,
I wonder if I can share
when
that.
he get out, he good.
If I can find your
Yeah, we friends
and
on
then I
there.
can share it.
Yeah,
right?
you can
yeah.
share it.
See, ladies and
man,
gents,
get
this
the
is
BB Kings,
this
involved.
is unity
I like
right here.
BBWs
this is unity right here.
Word, for
You
sure.
know what I'm saying?
fam.
We take care of ours.
For sure. Appreciate y'all too. Fam.
Other than that, how y'all doing, fam?
Man.
Man, life, man.
Yeah.
You know, it's cool.
Mm-hmm.
You notice we ain't never been joyous answering that question yet. I think we gotta live a little more. Fam.
I think like for me, like I'm always even keel. Like,
Right, I feel
it's
you.
all that's been like my whole life. Like
Never
it's
too
just-
high,
I
never
can
too
attest.
low.
Yeah.
yeah, I
I
think it's
feel
just like trying to avoid disappointment. So
Mhm.
like if I'm even keel and like shit go bad a little bit, like
Yeah.
I can snap back and
I feel you.
I don't want to be like way up high and then drop. Like I was in an airplane and that shit happened. I think it's part of the reason why I don't like doing that shit. Like,
He's like, that's why I ain't
like
getting
we was
too
flying
high.
and the shit just
He's
dropped.
like,
Like,
no.
hold
Right.
the fuck up.
Like,
G.
no, I ain't getting too high.
we ain't even close to Wisconsin yet.
Word. Hey fam, don't ever fly Spirit.
Man, I
Ever. I'ma
you know what I miss? I miss Midwest Express.
That was dope. Because them
Word.
cookies was fire.
And them wide
fam.
ass seats.
Yeah,
you know,
they
it
had
was
room for a
fat
big
dude
brother.
friendly.
Dog, the last time I flew Spirit, I was unbuckling my seatbelt to go whip the pilot ass. Right? But before I could even do that, Dog. Oh, everything I love.
No, he did like this.
I'm getting
he dipped and made his
fam.
ass fall.
This is how the flight went. I can sum it up in just this right here.
Okay.
As I'm unbuckling my seatbelt to go whoop the pilot ass, another customer, another person on the plane, at the top of his lungs says, "Do this motherfucker know how to fly this damn plane?"
That is awesome.
Fam, I'm
That is
looking
awesome.
I'm like, dog, this
That is awesome.
It was motherfucking screaming. You was
So
like,
if I'm an
just-
entry level pilot, like that's the job I get.
Fam.
Like,
Man.
dang.
Fly that
Dog,
motherfucker like
that
you playing Mario
Listen,
Kart.
I might be on a Spirit airline, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just saying, like, well, I typically, my lady books me, what, Delta or Southwest, but, you know, who knows?
Man, dude, you know what they
I don't
did?
know, I'm
anytime-
gonna tell her, like, yo.
They took,
Anytime you got Drake openly in a song saying, "I don't fly, Spirit."
man, fam. Dog, we was flying my son basketball team, man. I'm 6'3". I'm probably the shortest nigga on the plane. These boys, man, got their knees up in their chest. They all 6'7" and better.
Right.
But what they did, man, it's like they moved each row of seats closer together and put like 2 more rows of seats on these little ass planes.
Oh, wow.
So they can get more people on them.
Yeah.
And dog, you'd have thought you was driving on the Milwaukee street. My fault, fam. That's
is
how bumpy that
hilarious.
flight was. That motherfucker said, "We're going to hit some turbulence, but that's okay. We're going to get above it." And then we went above that shit, and that shit was worse.
Ooh.
And so he was like, "Well, we going to try to go underneath it." And he tried to go.
Hold up.
And that's
Your
when my
pilot
man was
hold up.
like,
Your pilot was like, too high to get over.
exactly, you know what I'm
Too
saying?
low to get under.
And then that
So
motherfucker
you
said,
motherfuckers were stuck in the middle.
man, we on that motherfucker like, you know, we like this and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Nothing
And
like seeing your
do this
like-
motherfucker know how to fly this motherfucking plane? Dog.
I'm like,
Like,
but
until
Oh,
you've
he
been on
sound
a
like Sam L. Jackson. No, that's the
Yo,
funny thing.
that shit,
until
dog.
you've been on a plane in some turbulence.
Yeah.
That
Dog,
whole see
that-
your life flash before you think it's
Fam.
funny.
No,
Until you
I've-
in the plane and that motherfucker
Yo,
drop like
and when
3
that
feet.
drop happened,
Shit.
No, I've been on
Hey,
a plane
fam.
experiencing turbulence before,
Man.
and I was like, to convince myself, I was like, okay, the plane just did an
No,
ollie.
motherfucker,
like
you
if
got
you're
real
skateboarding,
religion.
Dog.
like
You got real religious. I don't
Man.
care who
he
you.
said,
I don't
you said
even.
Honolulu.
I don't even. Dog.
You
I
pray
ain't-
to
I ain't
Jesus,
from the
Allah,
South.
Buddha.
I'm not from the South. I'm not from the South.
Oh,
I've never been a strong believer. Man, like if an atheist sneeze, I probably get some spit on my shoulder.
right.
I'm right almost with them. When that motherfucking plane dropped, I said out loud, "Oh my Jesus." I don't even know where the fuck that came from. I ain't like I'm Medea or some fucking body. Where the fuck "Oh my Jesus" come from, fam? Dog, I thought I was finna die, man. I'm like, what the fuck is
Nigga too young to
going on?
go.
Dog, I'm like, "Oh my Jesus." And that motherfucker
It's like
and then my man want to know if the pilot can fly. Yo, fam, it was the worst experience. I'm telling you, I should have whooped
and they
about
be like,
8 motherfuckers.
like put
So
your
wait.
seats in the upright position. Put
Man,
your
I
seatbelt
ain't
on.
do none of that
In
shit.
your head, you like, how the fuck I'm gonna survive
Man,
this
look.
shit?
So what was it like walking past the pilot? You know, after you leave the plane.
Them
Walk me
motherfuckers,
through that.
nigga.
Nah, he didn't come out.
Dog, they was what Bernie Mac say. That motherfucker gonna look at me like I'm small. And I was like, I walk past him like, "Thank you for flying Spirit." I'm like, fuck away from me,
Chop your ass.
goof ass nigga. And
Oh.
that motherfucker. Hey, but you know what though? This was the first flight I ever got off.
Yeah.
The pilot, that motherfucker didn't move.
Word.
That motherfucker looked just like that.
Stayed in the
Door
cockpit.
closed,
He said
stayed
just-
in the cockpit
he
with
said-
the door closed. That motherfucker ain't moved. Because if I'd have seen him, it's a problem, fam.
Oh.
That's because his
I had a
co-pilot
problem.
looked at him
Right.
like, you know you fucked up.
I ain't had no problem with the
Yo,
stewardess. You know what
if
I'm
I
saying?
worked there, I would. Yeah, if I worked there and I wasn't the pilot, I would just looked at you like, yo, this my first
Man,
week. Like,
I guarantee you them damn stewardesses quit.
oh,
They had to go. I'm like, all right, she like,
I
I
don't
ain't
wanna
getting
fly
on this
with him no
motherfucker
more.
again either. I'm like, fam.
dude.
But dog, everybody was on it. Dog, I should have known something was wrong, man. We flew from motherfucking Chicago to Texas, nigga. It was like $40. I should have knew something was
he
wrong.
said I should have knew.
I should
They
have
gave
knew,
you a
fam.
jumper rate.
You
on
know
the-
what I'm
on
saying?
the-
I was like $40, nigga, back because the hotel finna be $150 a night, and
Yeah.
I'm penny pinching. I'll never penny pinch again.
Oh, that is
I'm
so
cured
funny.
of that shit, fam.
I'll be
This
flying in a
motherfucker know
couple.
how
I'll
to
be flying in
fly.
like a week and a half.
Okay, write that
so-
phrase down.
Yeah.
Because you probably going to say it if
Oh,
you
my
fly
Jesus.
Spirit.
Oh, my Jesus.
Oh my Jesus!
Fam.
Got it.
I'm trying to tell you, man. That shit was bad, yo.
Yo, that's
Fuck
funny.
Spirit, fam.
So
But that's not my unpopular opinion, by the way.
yeah. So and that's what we about to dive into. So like we got a couple topics today. I thought about this one when I was just chilling, and I'm like, yo, because there's just certain phrases that people always say, and I'm like, yo, I don't really believe that shit.
Right.
So I thought, like, what better place to bring that here to the Melodrama podcast to talk about not so popular opinions. We can, I mean, it's not so popular opinions about any and everything. So I don't know. I can kick us off with something light, and then because I'm very interested to hear what you guys have.
Can
So
I
something.
kick it?
Yes, you
Man, for
can.
sure, fam.
So let's see. My first not so popular opinion. Eminem is not an all-time great MC at all. Nowhere near it.
I agree. I'm with you on that one. He's what do they call it? Lyrical acrobatics. He can do some of that shit.
Mm-hmm.
And we got a couple songs, but I can feel I ain't never like played an album like this shit is classic all the way through.
Yeah, and people call him like like one of the best ever, and I'm like, he's not even the best in his crew. Like Royce is better than Eminem.
You know what?
Yeah. I agree.
I think that he has the makings of what could have been.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
but I think he got trapped.
Yes,
he got too big.
Too
fast,
I don't
maybe?
think he got too big too fast. I think he got stuck in one lane.
Mm-hmm.
I think instead of
he shitted on his mama and old girl for about 4 albums.
And I think that's what I said. He got stuck in one lane because it worked.
Right.
And he's stuck with it.
Like
and I don't mind if it's not broke, don't fix it.
Mm-hmm.
But don't do the broke shit for like the whole album. Like
yes.
You got to slide some shit in there.
Yes.
You got to show us your versatility. You got to show us that you can span some genres. Like he tried to show us that with the song was the way you lie or the way you cry or some shit.
Oh, I
he
love
tried
that
to show
song.
us
that.
that.
Was with Rihanna on there.
But if he would have showed us more of that before like life kicked in, because I think life kicked in and it kind of really halted his growth.
I feel you.
You know, but I think he had the makings. He had the makings.
Yeah.
He had the backing because he was coming from Dre.
Yep.
So it put him on a platform in the beginning that a lot of artists have to build up.
And he still will go down in history as one of the all-time greats. But,
he'll be an all-time good. I don't want to say all-time great because.
And then the irony behind it, the whole Elvis parody shit that he was talking about and making fun of, like he literally is to me the rap Elvis Presley.
Dude,
like,
initially I did not like him because he was white.
Because like,
but I'm a racist.
But like. You know what?
I am. Yeah,
that's a topic for another show.
Oh, right.
Because we
sure.
go like no, I want to unpack that. That's a good one. Like, but he's good. He's really good. He can really rap. But the last super dope song I heard was Rap God.
Mm-hmm.
When he rapped on Rap God, he lost his damn mind.
Mm-hmm.
And on that same album, what he did, he began to make songs that were, and this is just a sneak preview to our next topic. He began to do songs that were genre fluid.
Yeah.
Like where he had some motherfucking, he had country shit on his album, but it would just, but for me, I'm like I never, aside from the addiction and battling the addiction and that, like, you can't be 40 plus still rapping about when you had a crush on Christina Aguilera and Christopher Reeve and all that.
Have you
shit.
seen
like,
Christina Aguilera, fam?
I haven't seen her in a while.
Yeah.
She don't hoop no more.
Nah, fam. You would still have that crush.
And she's not even a BBW.
Fam.
But she's crush worthy.
Fam. So I ain't mad at you for that. You know what I don't like? Speak is weird. It's gonna sound weird, but You know, I was around for the birth of hip hop.
Yeah.
So if the DJ take the beat out, you know, they playing the cut and you rocking, and the DJ drop the beat.
Okay.
You're supposed to still be rocking.
Yes.
Just to the acapella.
Yeah.
You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can't do that with him.
You know why?
He don't ride the beat, fam. Royce actually has that problem too. I was like, man, maybe it's a Detroit thing. I don't know.
Well, you know,
but
okay, you ever played the drums?
Mm-hmm.
So I think is that most times when
you're on the 2 and the 4.
When you're hip hop, you're on the 2 and the 4.
Right.
I think they rap on half beats.
They do.
So
they will do the 2 and the 4, and then before you know it, they're doing the fucking 2.5.
Yeah.
Well, no,
they like on some jazz shit. Yeah.
So your normal scale is 4/4. So you got 4 on the top, which is the snare, tom, whatever. 4 on the bottom, which is your bass.
Yes.
I think they're more on like a 6/6.
But
so it's chopped up more, they can fit.
But Rod did that though, and he still rolled the beat.
Yeah,
Busta do that. Busta is one of the illest ever with that. It
that's
don't
gonna
matter
be another.
with the beat.
That's gonna be another topic for another day.
Get on that.
Actually, Busta Rhymes.
So
is
that
one of the
was
best
my
rappers
thing
ever.
Yeah. That was one of my things. Dilla gave. Remind me to tell you that Dilla. When I found out that Dilla story for that beat, he was the only dude that could rap on.
Yeah.
But anyway,
But yeah, dude.
So that was my thing. You know what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying, and I love lyrics. I love wordplay. I love all of that. But sometimes what it is, they'll rap, and then they'll rap regular time, and then they'll go double time, and then they bounce back from triple and double time,
and they want to do it all in one song.
And so it is very hard to follow.
Right.
And sometimes if you don't really know how that should sound, it will sound off.
Yep.
It will definitely sound off. So,
but yeah.
Another.
No, Silk the Shocker, he
didn't give a fuck.
He had a whole nother beat in his head, like
man.
The ones that make say and about it.
Man, that dude.
So all right, who's up next for like another not so popular opinion?
Man, you want me to vent for a minute, or while you looking shit up?
We can do this. I'm looking at the thing on there. Me and JG kind of share this one.
Okay,
I know it's really popular for everybody to believe in karma. We don't believe in karma. Like, we don't believe that. We believe in cause and effect. Like if I do something, like if I speed and the cop pulls me over, I was speeding. That's not karma. But the whole fact that like if I do you wrong, that somewhere down the line that is gonna chase me down, and I'm gonna have to pay for that.
Yeah,
I don't believe that. I don't believe that form of cause and effect or karma.
Right.
Because what about when I don't do shit wrong
and you just
shit happens?
Well, that's for the shit you did in your past life, man. Or the shit you forgot you did.
But see, and
37 years ago.
But see, that shit don't work out.
It don't.
Now you want
this happened in your last life when you were a salmon.
Right.
You want me to blend like different cultures and different beliefs, and
you was a salmon and you was on some
I
foul
was a
shit,
salmon
bro.
and I ate somebody's tap.
You was on some foul shit, bro.
So now you asking me to believe in reincarnation?
He was like a dope dealing salmon or something. He was poisoning the community,
I was cooking crack in the cartoons.
He was poisoning the community.
My baby ain't did nothing to nobody.
Man,
my baby was a good salmon.
Like, okay, for example, they say bad shit happened to you is karma, right?
Yeah.
My dad passed when I was 3. Was that because like I picked up the block wrong?
Man, you was fucking up at 18
or I
months,
throwing
man.
Legos at somebody? Like
18
what?
months.
I agree. See, I'm with you. So actually, this is the first time I've ever been like around this many people at one time that did not believe in karma. Because I also do not believe in karma.
Right.
Because I tell people the same thing, and because I'm like, yo, my mom passing away before I was 3. You can't tell me I deserve that, and I wasn't even
lousy 18
like I'm like,
niggas,
you know what I'm saying? Like, was
I guess we didn't.
So was
cross
I
that,
cussing?
you know what I'm saying?
Was I cussing in another language? For me, that's why I was like, yeah. So and every time you bring that out and you talk to somebody, they're like, oh, yeah, because they always think karma starts somewhere. But if karma is truly cyclical,
right?
Does it start? Where does it start?
And where does it end?
So
because.
Yeah.
Because then the other thing is like people, so here's the other thing, the way I look at it. People be like, oh, karma gonna get them. So wait, what if me, according to your theory of karma, what if me doing what I did to you unconsciously, because maybe I didn't think it was bad,
right,
was bad to you? What if that was karma getting back at you? So do I have to
They ain't
pay?
supposed to hate you.
So if karma gets back at you through me, I got to pay for karma using me to get back at you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So then somebody's going to do something to me and they're going to pay for karma.
Yep.
So like, fuck it. Throw all religion out the world and just go for broke.
Yeah.
Because you're going to have bad shit happen
you
anyway.
got to remember though, man. I mean, karma makes perfect sense in a world where motherfuckers struggle with accountability.
That's all it is.
You dig what I'm saying?
Accountability.
It's like I did some fucked up shit.
That's a JG-ism
I should
right
be,
there.
you know what I'm saying? I should be expecting some fucked up shit to happen.
Yeah.
Because of this fucked up shit I did, right?
Word up.
Or also, I give you one better. Now, the most instances that I've ran into the karma discussion is I'm not a person of faith,
Okay.
so I handle my shit. A lot of religious people adopted the karma philosophy in order to justify them not taking personal direct action themselves.
And that's just so funny because doesn't it come from like Buddhism?
I'm not sure.
I believe it comes from Buddhism.
The reality is,
if you fuck with me, I'ma fuck with you.
Right.
But in most religions, that's wrong.
But the reality is
you get what I'm saying? So I have to say karma or God is going to take care of you for what you did to me.
That shit is really ingrained in almost every religion.
Every religion.
Because karma, the word karma, the whole theory, karma itself, that the word I'm going to say is what Buddhists, like you said.
Yes.
But then Christians have reaping and sowing.
Yep.
So you sow whatever you reap.
And I can't even sow to this day. So
nigga, I'm saying, man. If you reap my shit, I'm gonna sew you the fuck up. Straight up.
Body bag.
I'm gonna sew you the fuck up.
Yo.
I don't like that shit, bro.
So that's a good one. So the ironic, I did not think that this topic would lead to 3 people saying they don't believe in karma.
Nah, really.
That's pretty good.
But I do know.
Word.
Like I said, if I'm out here living foul, I'm expecting foul shit to happen.
But that's just
you're looking
how
at
that's just cause and effect.
That's cause and effect in that world.
That's real talk. If I pick up some shit that's too heavy, like I'm fuck up my back.
You're gonna fuck your back up.
But that's not karma saying, hey,
your paycheck at the end of the week ain't karma.
Right.
And you know what?
You didn't go to work.
Right, exactly. You didn't go to work. Take 3 days off this week.
My check's short. Did you go to work at all?
Well, no.
Nah.
Why is short? Like,
that's karma.
And another thing too, it's really truly the Western definition of karma because karma is also positive, but nobody ever talks about that part.
No.
Ever. Nobody ever talks about karma when something positive happens. It's always like, these niggas ain't shit, but karma's a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Good shit and bad shit is like the water in your bathtub. You turn on the hot water, it comes out of one nozzle.
That's right.
You turn on the cold water, it comes out the same nozzle.
Right. Yeah.
And the reality is that water, the hot and the cold water, comes in your house on one pipe. And it splits up and one gets warmed up and the other one goes right to the faucet.
That's real.
It's the same source.
And which one of them is good?
Yeah.
Depends on what you do.
You dig what I'm saying?
Right.
You trying to take a shower?
Good,
I need some hot water.
I wonder if the cold water hate on the hot water or vice versa.
Yeah, I'm thinking the cold water's jealous. Like, wait, he get a jacuzzi before?
Right, they be fucking in him. They just drink me. You know what I'm saying?
According to Western philosophy, the hot water should be mad at the cold water. Because then the hot water is like going to hell.
They went to hell. Yeah. They got set on fire. You know what I mean? Fire hurts, man. That shit hurt.
He said fire hurt.
That shit hurt.
What's another not so popular opinion?
Y'all gonna be mad at me.
Okay.
But hey, that's all right. Y'all can at me. Look here, fam.
Uh-oh. Let me sit down.
I'm a black man.
Okay.
When the revolution comes, there will be no question which side I'm on.
Okay.
But I'm not blickety blackety black the black man. Right?
Talk to me. What does that mean?
Fam, these woke motherfuckers, they gotta miss me with their bullshit, fam. Okay. I'm not a fan of they plan.
What's the woke plan?
I ain't no fucking farmer. You know what I'm saying? Like, we gotta be holding hands, kumbaya farming, kumbaya wearing burlap nut sacks and shit. Ain't no technology, ain't no chemicals, you know what I'm saying? I don't like the plan they have, fam. They want to destroy
whose plan is
the
that?
System. This is the black plan, fam.
Blamish?
The system. Hold on. The system is the problem.
He talking about the super woke.
Yeah, the system is
everything
the problem.
Is conspiracy.
The system needs to go away. I don't share that opinion, fam. The
See,
system does not need to go away.
This is news to me because I consider myself pretty like socially conscious.
Mhm.
But like I didn't know that I was supposed to abandon my technology.
All of the shit got to
So
go.
I'm nowhere near as woke as I thought I was.
Hold on.
So you
It's
know
not,
what?
It's not that. It's not. See, that's the thing. You don't have to abandon it. There just ain't no plan for it in the new black world. Do you dig what I'm
No,
saying?
the plan is that
because we got to destroy
some black
the
person
system.
has got to build their own towers.
Yeah.
So we can have our
We got to,
own
but we
black-
got to tear theirs down.
Right.
We got to tear down they shit and then build our own shit.
So I'm what you call.
Damn.
You ever saw the was the Marlon Wayans special a couple years ago?
Woke-ish.
I'm woke-ish.
Yeah.
I'm not woke. I'm
Yeah.
woke-ish.
I get. Yeah. I'm learning today. I'm learning.
Because
So
I'll be woke on some issues, but on some issues I'm gonna take a nap.
I'm like,
I'm just taking a nap.
Sit on
like,
some
I wake me
issues.
up when y'all done
Nah,
with
I'ma
that
just,
shit.
Right.
I'm
chilling,
I'm
fam,
good.
because I don't think. I guess my unpopular opinion
Sure.
is I don't think the problem is the system.
Okay.
The problem is the people that run the system. You dig what I'm saying? But nobody pays attention to that fact.
Yeah.
It's
I
the system has
agree,
to go.
and I agree
So
and
my
disagree
question
with
is
you.
like, how the fuck is the DMV racist? DMV ain't racist.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Is the court system, is the judicial system racist, or is it ran by racist motherfuckers?
Both.
No,
It's both.
it's ran
So
by
what?
racist people.
So you think if you got rid of all of the racists in the judicial system would still be racist?
The laws are set up. There are certain laws that are set
But
up
if you
to-
got rid of the racist people in the
Not-
system, that shit would change.
If,
and
yeah,
when-
because
when-
then the
but-
laws could change.
Because the laws will
Well,
change.
and
Yes.
Do
when
you dig
say,
what I'm
when
saying?
you say the judicial system, you're not necessarily talking about the specific individual
Right.
laws, because specific individual laws and legislature that's written by racist people.
Mm-hmm.
But the way that
I'm
the
following you.
checks
When you
and
bring it to
balances are set
judicial
up,
system.
there's
Yep.
checks and balances that are
Okay,
supposed
I
to
follow
keep
you guys now.
everybody in check.
Yep.
And the reason that that's set up is because motherfuckers writing it knew that there was
There
still
was
some
gonna-
racist
yep.
motherfuckers.
They
And
knew
that's
that.
where the
So look
judicial
at it.
system
So
comes-
check this out.
Okay.
So now we know it's a
and
fact.
that's why when you look at when you get something where you got a Republican House, a Republican
Mm-hmm.
Senate, and then you get a majority Republican Supreme Court,
Yeah.
and everybody's like, "Oh fuck,"
That's finna be fucked up.
because now there's no check,
Right.
unless you got a Republican that's like just Republican for the
The
purpose of getting the
centrist.
vote,
Right.
Yeah.
or that has some
And
sense
they
of
are-
That's why Trump
equality.
is doing so well,
Right.
right? Because
But
doesn't
the-
he?
'cause-
Isn't he
Well,
about to have
that's why
Republicans
Obama
Right.
struggled,
Yep.
and
Because he was
Bush
the only
and
one on
Trump
his side.
can do what the fuck they want
They
to.
got all
Obama
three
had
houses. They got all
a
houses.
Republican House and a
Yep.
Republican
And
Senate.
Senate.
He was the only Democrat in the
Yep.
whole equation.
Yep.
Yeah.
So to get anything, he had to give. So to
Yep.
get Obamacare, he had to give up some
A
shit.
bunch of shit.
Word.
And then Obama's own side turned on him. But anyway, my point was, we all know it's common, it's knowledge. It's common knowledge. It's a statement of fact. White boy get caught with an ounce of dope. He get 3 months, maybe probation.
Yes.
They get caught with an ounce of dope. He doing 5 years.
Yes. Yes.
Why is he doing the 5 years and this dude is doing the 3 months or the
Right.
probation? That's that judge.
I see what
You
you're
see
saying.
what I'm saying?
Okay.
Now you got a different
So,
judge in there.
Now, if I'm answering your question again, I now change
see what I'm
my
saying?
answer.
Right.
It's
So take, like,
judicial.
right.
Take
Okay.
the Meek Mill situation.
Okay.
Right.
Meek Mill was on papers for like fucking more than half his life.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And he got revocated for doing a fucking willy.
Yeah.
And then it came out
Mm-hmm.
that the judge had a vendetta or whatever. And then the person who
And that was really true, wasn't it?
and then the person
Mm-hmm.
the
Yep.
cop who arrested him ended up being investigated for just doing a whole bunch of
Yep.
Yeah.
illegal fucked up
Some
arrests.
foul shit. We don't hate the police, do we? We just hate the bad cops. We don't never see the bad cops getting they just due. So then we don't trust anybody in the uniform.
Just 'cause
So
the-
only because of those ones
but that's
Yeah.
because the good
that are
cops
in
don't
there.
tell on the bad
good
cops.
ain't standing up. Maybe
you
they
know-
are. I actually told my one homegirl
that's a very
that's a cop.
that's
You
a
dig what
very,
I'm saying?
that's a very delicate balance.
So
because,
it's
because we grew up on some fucked up police, but I'm like, I know police.
Yep.
Like I know some people that
I
are
know
now
but
that are
no,
they're
you sound like the white dude that has 3 black friends.
Yeah, but
I
my
know
thing is,
3 good cops.
I got
Yes,
a black belt.
so-
You dig what I'm saying?
It-
So
but
I got a
I
black
am.
cup. I got a black truck.
I am because you know what?
Hell, JG. I got a color TV.
Color TV.
I got a color TV. But you know what? I'm still gonna be less trusting until it's a familiar face.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm still gonna be leery,
And
so to me, it's still like
but we
my
had this
conscience.
conversation like a week ago.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
our guy Juan from high school, like he's a cop.
Yeah,
He's Mexican, but he's a cop.
yeah.
But like when I was coming out of Planet Fitness, he pulled up on me like I put my cigar down, I turned the truck off.
Everything.
I was like sitting there, like I wasn't even driving. I put my seatbelt on and
Yeah.
shit. And he
No, that's
pulled up
real
like,
shit.
"What up?" I was like, "Oh fuck!" Like, dude, don't do that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Dog said
He
that.
started laughing. Like,
Hold up, Trip said.
Why'd you clarify
Trip said,
he's
"I
Mexican
gotta-"
and his name Juan?
man, shit. You see some of
That's
the
double racist.
if you
fam.
see some, if you work in the school that I'm in,
That's
and
double
you
racist.
see some of the
fam.
names that these kids are getting now, you can't tell who is what based on their name anymore.
Ain't no Juan Jacksons, fam.
You sure?
Yo, that is awesome.
Are you sure?
He said,
I'm just saying, man.
they call him JJ for sure.
You know what I'm saying?
We got
Ain't no
kids
Juan.
named Tupac. We got kids named
Soon as you said
Cavassier.
Juan, I knew. But you know what? Now I'm
we got-
racist because he could have been Puerto Rican.
We got
But
kids
I'm
named
just saying,
Portia.
true that.
Dude said,
We got kids named made up shit.
Man, somebody gonna name their kid Maybach in a minute.
I bet you it's already 4 or 5
You
of
know
them
what?
running around here.
Yo,
But we got off the topic. But anyway,
It's
so I said all this shit to say,
I
fam,
love it.
I'm
I
not
love it, bro.
I'm not anti-system black. I'm anti-racist. But that's going to take a little more time. You dig what I'm saying? But I don't
Yeah.
think that the system in and of itself is anti-black. Even if that was the premise it was based on.
Mm-hmm.
You dig what I'm saying? If you want to look at it like this, fam. You own your house. Your house was built by a racist, though.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know or don't? You ain't even ask.
You don't know.
Right.
But does it matter now?
No.
That's what I'm talking about.
But
I see what you're saying. Yeah, no.
but
I definitely understand what you're saying because if we think about it, like how we can go back to Levi. I like Levi's.
Mhm.
NWA said T-shirt Levi's is his only disguise. So
Right.
I've been liking Levi's ever since.
Right.
Levi's
But-
not made by a black person.
But and
That's
they're
some slave
actually
shit,
it's
though.
tied. Yeah, Levi and Strauss is
Mhm.
tied to slavery. So
Mhm.
is Chase. So is Wells Fargo. Yada yada yada.
Mhm.
But I'm not finna open up a bank today.
Right.
And this so happens to work with me. I can send money to my babies, like so I'm not
I
finna
mean,
abandon.
but here's the
I
thing
get
is
what
that-
you're saying.
Right.
I'm not
Well,
gonna.
dog, if you go to the black bank
There
right
are
now,
some black banks.
Yeah, but-
However,
they got the same motherfucking I can't get no loan in that bitch neither. Like,
Yeah.
bitch, I'm black.
Yeah.
This the black bank. Ain't that enough? Actually,
Historically, black banks.
Actually, it's not enough.
there is one here.
And if you don't leave, I'm calling security.
think there's
They'll
still
call
historically
security
black.
on your ass too. Well, Legacy Bank, or used to be Legacy
Is
Bank.
Legacy-
Fond du Lac.
Down there in front of it.
Yeah,
There's still
Fond du Lac
historically
in
black.
North.
And then there was one across the street too, but it was smaller.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that
So-
was still there.
Yeah,
With that weak ass that motherfucking parking lot got like 6 spaces,
that big.
and it don't never be nobody there.
you got to
Because them motherfuckers don't
you
get
gotta drive like a
loans
smart
either,
car.
fam.
But then the thing is, like, we don't really bank with them either, because
Yeah.
you know,
What you put in the bank, fam?
money.
You got to have some.
Right.
You can
That's
go
what I was
there.
going to say.
That's true.
You dig what I'm saying?
That's
You
true.
Gotta, I'm just
So
saying.
I got
fam.
one more
Look,
not so
go ahead.
popular opinion, and I think it's gonna lead us in actually to our very next topic as well. So this is probably yeah. So my not so popular opinion is people want to be led.
Mhm. I absolutely. agree
Most
with
people do not want to lead.
Yep.
As much as society and social media tries to put people in positions to be leaders and ambassadors and this or that or what have you, I believe that and you even tell your kids you grow up and you be something, you be a leader, not a follower, right?
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And I truly believe, because actually in talking to my youngest daughter, like people don't want to lead. People want to be led because it's hard. And I'll jump into this personal topic and then jump back into the overall topic. Because my youngest daughter is such a leader and she's sticking to her morals. She sees other kids that she grew up with abandoning some of the morals that they appeared to have, and she's kind of seeing that and like observing it, and she's moving different and separating herself from these people because she's like, yo, you like we just was in middle school together, now we're in high school, and like how are you now the complete opposite of what you used to be? And like as a parent, that shit's hard to tell your kid, stick to your principles. Yeah, you might be less popular, but you are actually trailblazing and everybody else is just kind of wading in the water.
Right.
It's hard raising a young leader because it's like, damn, how can you keep that person full when they see everybody else just following? But like I want to turn it over to you guys, like as far as like what would you say to that? People don't want to be led.
Or do want to be led.
People want to be led. I'm sorry, they want to be led. They don't want to lead
until they're comfortable. I absolutely agree with that, and that's why I always say the problem is the people. You know, you can't be mad at an elected official and not be mad at the 10 million people that gave him the job. You dig what I'm saying? So, but I think intelligent people, because we all have to start out as followers. We don't know the way.
Correct.
But once you find the way, then you go on your way. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Some people find that way, gain the knowledge to lead themselves, and still follow anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's the problem.
Yeah, true indeed.
In my opinion, I think that's the problem. Yeah, we just gonna go with the flow.
A lot of people just take the path of least resistance. It takes a whole nother level of strength to be a leader because I mean you're out in front, so you can't see what's coming or what's going to hit you because you don't see anybody get hit with that before. So it's easier for me to follow you, and I can see your trials and tribulations before I get to them, so I can brace myself and prepare for
avoid that shit, right?
But you know, when I'm in front, you know, you can't. You're going up the hill. You can't see what's on the other side of the hill.
All the bugs in your
there,
teeth.
you know.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You know, but I don't think I don't think we raise leaders. I don't think we make leaders. I think leaders are it's a strength that has to be like an inner quality. I think we raise individuals, people that are good at making decisions on their own. And when it becomes a time to become a leader, that if that's in that person, then they'll do that. And a lot of times leaders are chosen by the masses and not by themselves. And they're put in a position where they have the option or almost forced to be a leader. Like, I don't think Martin Luther King woke up when he was a kid and was like, you know what? I'm going to be the motherfucker that march, you know, across the street, you know, down the street and, you know, blisters on my feet and shit for equality and shit.
Yeah.
I think he was the motherfucker that had a vision and had the charisma and people were behind him and they supported him. So they kind of lifted him up to that position.
Okay.
And he accepted the challenge. The thing is, are you going to accept the challenge? And I think some people it's like, you know,
word up.
I don't want to.
Right.
You know, and some people do, and then you got some people that want to be leaders or think they're leaders and they don't have followers. So then what are you leading?
Yeah.
Right.
You know?
You know what? I worked a job. I had a lot of shitty jobs when I was trying to find my way. And one of them jobs, man, I actually had a piecework job down at Allen Bradley. That was a bullshit job. But we actually got paid by the amount of pieces we assembled for the day, right?
Sure.
So there's this one dude, man, he was cold with that shit, right? Dude was just, he getting his money every day.
Yeah.
And then you could see the people that had been there just as long as him that weren't as good, they was hating on him. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I'm new. I figured it out. I'm following the directions. I get my first check. I'm like, damn, this ain't shit. Fuck, you know, I need to get faster. I'm trying to go faster and that shit ain't working. So I asked one of the haters and told them, you know, how to get it. They couldn't help me out get any faster. They couldn't figure, no, you doing it the right way. Just keep going, dog. You get it. Okay. But I'm like, well, how come I'm doing it the same way as y'all and we making this many and that motherfucker make...
Mm-hmm.
Man, I'm gonna go ask dog.
I heard that.
You know what I'm saying? Because I'm
Yeah.
trying to get this money. So when I asked dude, he was like, well, I just do this, you know, woo, woo, woo. And I saw what he was doing. I started doing it his way, and my numbers went up. Now, it still wasn't shit.
Yeah.
Because, you know, the
But
job
you still
didn't pay
got more
nothing.
productivity.
But,
yeah.
right. But my thing was, and then once I started doing it his way, then I kind of figured out a way to maybe make it a little bit faster.
Word up.
You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I've always been that kind of person.
Yeah.
But the motherfucker, nobody else thought, man, just ask this motherfucker.
Ask the motherfucker who's leading the pack.
Who's leading the pack.
Yeah.
So I can do my own shit. They just wanted to stay where fuck they was.
That reminds me at work, what's my favorite phrase that's not my favorite phrase? We've always done it like this.
Yep.
Or we tried that didn't work.
Right.
Like those are like universally.
Dude.
Yeah.
I'm like, if you're trying to get ahead, and that's the thing. Now I ain't saying Duke was a leader, because he wasn't. He out here just like we in line, that motherfucker right there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So he wasn't a leader.
Some leaders are unofficial.
Right.
He wasn't a leader. He was good at what he did.
Yep.
Because if he was really going to be in the leadership position, he would have came over and be like, hey, if y'all do it like this, we can all get money.
Yep.
Yeah.
But
and now who's to say he didn't?
His thing was like, you know what?
Yeah.
This worked for me.
Yep.
They over there. They probably lollygagging, shooting the shit.
Yep.
I don't want no parts of that. I'm
Right.
gonna stay over here.
Right.
Word up.
And that's what he did.
Yeah.
But then, because of like what you were saying about this, how I always done it, the motherfuckers just kept doing it their way.
Yep. We've
And I was like,
we've always done it like this.
If I'm gonna get more money,
I'm
finna say if I can get it, going this dude way. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
now, I wasn't a leader either.
But you know, a lot of people can't even accept leadership or
Right.
stay in their role. Like if you take
it's
it to
intimidating to a lot
well,
of people.
it shouldn't be though. Like even at my
No,
job,
it shouldn't be. No.
You know, in my job, like okay, we're not a traditional school, so our principal is really a director, but that's our director.
Yeah.
So we're
Word
teachers, but on paper we're really like case managers.
Mm-hmm.
That happen to have like teaching background, teaching degrees.
Yeah.
Yep. She runs, and you've been there. She runs this school. It's only 80 kids, but they're like 80 kids that if you put their behaviors together, you probably think it's like 120 kids.
At least.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the thing is, she'd be like, I need you to do this. I need you to do that. I need you to do this. Me, you need me to do that. I do it. And she was like, I don't know what it is, but I just want to say thank you because I tell you to do stuff. You don't even question me. You just do it. And I'm like, that's my role. Like you're the director. I'm
like
the caseworker.
that. You
that's
preaching.
what I'm supposed to do. Like it's not my place to question
Right.
Your theory behind what I'm doing. Now if it doesn't work out, then that falls on you. Or in the big picture it falls on you, but in front of everybody else it falls on the whole thing. But that falls on you, but that's what you told me to do. Now, because I don't know all the moving parts.
Right.
So you might have told somebody else to do something else. Somebody else do something else, and I'm going up here to do this, and that person that's up there is probably going to do something else.
Yeah,
and we got people who question a lot of that,
right?
And it makes it hard because it's like we got a kid in crisis, and you're asking why you're being just go.
But now you're comfortable staying in your role because you've seen the successful results that come from the directions you're getting.
I look at
that's a good point.
I used to coach, so I used to coach football from like. When I was like in my early 20s.
Was you the head coach or the assistant coach?
I've played both. I've been both.
When you was an assistant coach, was you the hater? Do y'all really be hating like, so this dude finna fuck up, I'm finna get this job real quick?
Nope.
Y'all don't do that?
Nope. The assistant coach, it was my guy. The head coach was my guy.
Okay, so
he brought me on,
right.
So when I was the head coach and I was coaching the Vikings, Northcott Vikings, so I had to make a lot of those calls. And, if I made a bad call and the shit went bad, I had to take the brunt of the blame.
Yeah.
But I look at everything especially when it's work, it's like I look at the whole thing like a coach. Like that's the head coach, and that I'm supposed to follow their system. So me is either I'm a quarterback or I'm a lineman or whatever I am. I'm an assistant coach. I gotta do what coach said,
right?
And that's just that. Like I don't question the person who's in charge for their decisions. as long as it's not going against like my manhood or
Word.
something like that, then that's
It's
what
like
you said.
you
Because
know
at the
your role.
point where I gotta question you, then I need to find a new job.
But now we're dealing with a generation of motherfuckers that the first thing they do is question the leadership.
And that's why they can't. That's why they.
And they think that makes them
that's
leaders.
the difference.
They're
That's the difference
unemployable.
between
That makes them. They
They're
think that makes them
unemployed,
leaders.
and
Yeah.
everybody thinks they can start a business. And kids that come to my school like, I'm just going to start a business. Well, you still have a boss.
Hey fam,
And
if
and it's like, no, I don't. Like,
Well-
no, your people who shop with you, whoever
Your
your
customer.
customers are your boss.
Hey dog, not only that,
Yeah.
how you gonna
people
how you
can't
gonna shit on
grasp
a,
that
right?
concept.
How you shit on a motherfucker that work a job and then start a business? Who the fuck gonna work there?
Yo,
A bunch of ain't shit
people have
people?
it. People have it
You
twisted.
know what I'm saying?
They-
hey
they-
man, you ain't shit want a job
right.
for me because I'm a boss.
Right,
I
because
ain't
it's
work
the
for
same
no
people
motherfucker.
that you think you're better than. You're
Yeah.
actually hoping that they and someday become your customer.
or your employee. You hoping
Yeah.
they actually
You know what I'm
think
saying?
well, you are better than me. I'll just work for you.
So we got a decision to make. We can tap into this subject, or we can keep going along this line.
If we go with the 85,
Yeah.
that ties into what we're talking
So
about.
let's
right
do
now.
let's do that.
We can do
and
that
then-
one
and
on the
we'll
next
do this
show.
the next show.
Because that one
So
will
yeah.
need its own thing.
So, and the last topic, which kind of ties into everything that we've been talking about, and JG kind of presented this to, was it you?
yeah.
So like basically like I'll just read it. 85% of people are followers, 10% of people are leaders, and 5% are observers.
Mm.
And when you said that, when you presented that, are you thinking about just Americans or just people in general?
Just
or like,
people in general.
Okay.
Because that's kind of, it's a very vague general philosophy, but it's accurate to a degree. From a
Mhm.
distance, it's kind of accurate. Basically, if you look at the little piecework example I just gave a little while ago,
Mm-hmm.
I played the role of the observer,
Yeah.
right? Because I just stepped back to figure out how this shit worked,
That's
Mhm.
that challenge.
so I can make my way.
I think you play the role of the leader. I think
For me,
I
yes,
think-
but not a leader of the people.
I think
though.
no, well, and
Well, hold on. Let me clarify
Okay.
the definition of the leader, because the 10% of the leaders,
Mm-hmm.
there are two kinds of leaders in that philosophy. If you read deeper into it, there are people that develop ways to exploit those who want to be led, to profit off of it,
Okay.
and then there are righteous leaders that
Okay.
want to educate or make things better
Yeah.
for the 85,
Gotcha.
right? But it's hard as fuck to figure out which one is which.
Yeah.
But the 5% observers, some people, and I've read different versions of this theory, and some people call the 5% critics.
Mm-hmm.
I choose observers, because a critic just sit around and say that shit fucked up and don't do nothing.
Yeah.
I'm trying to genuinely figure out how shit works, so I
Yeah.
can figure out which lane I need to get in to work best for me.
Yeah.
But that's what the 10% of the leaders.
I think
so.
and the reason I'm saying, I think you were the leader because you stepped out the box
Yeah,
from the crew, because you was with everybody else at
Right.
first and said, I'm gonna figure this shit out because I'm
Right.
gonna ask him.
right.
I think you led and did that, and I'm pretty sure after you left, or at some point when you weren't around, somebody else eventually did the same thing.
I feel you.
Oh, I
Okay.
see what
But
you're
I
saying.
think
That could
I
be-
see
the
what you're
dude
saying.
that you asked was the observer, because he's like, and he could be the critic because he's
Mhm.
like, they fucking up.
They fucking up.
I got this shit,
right.
and I'm
Mm-hmm.
just gonna stay over here because I think in that theory, I think that the observers 9 times out of 10 have the skills to lead,
Mhm.
but they're either a loner or
Mhm.
don't desire to be in a leadership position.
Mhm.
So I know they fucking up. I don't want to be with that. I don't want to lead. So I'm gonna just sit over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel you.
And I'm gonna do shit on my own.
And because when I first thought about this and I saw it, I thought about like what they used to be known as the 5%ers.
Mhm.
And now,
That's kind of where that came
and
from.
I think
yeah.
it's like I don't know, it's called something else now. But like I think Science of Life or some shit like that, where like every day it's like, yo, do the knowledge, do the math or whatever. Like,
Push your
and,
daily
like,
mathematics, son.
but like Wu-Tang all the time talking about the 85ers.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And it's like I believe that there's a lot of truth to that, man. I believe that. And the funny example is my first time at Afrofest.
Mhm.
I was not prepped for anything.
Okay.
right? And if you're not from Milwaukee and you don't know what Afrofest is, like, just let me get through the example first.
Please
So,
say that.
so the funny thing is, like, and they already laughing, I ain't even finished. So, like, at Afrofest, my first time, I was maybe, I think, 12, 13,
Okay.
right? I'm with my guys, and then all of a sudden, everybody starts fucking running at
Yeah.
top
Yep.
speed. We go from chilling, hanging out, and back then, in those days, guys were getting quote-unquote phone numbers, but everybody immediately went into a wind sprint.
Yes,
And I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
It's either shooting or fighting.
Yo, but without hesitation, I joined the fray.
Because you're smart.
Like, I was like, what? I am not going to be the only motherfucker standing here. And then in my
What's
head,
going on over there?
I'm creating my own scenario of why we are running
Yep.
and who we are getting away from until people just stop and laugh. And I'm like, really?
Yep.
Like, really?
Dude,
Like,
said them was not lying.
Yo.
Remember in Kings of Comedy, he was like, let 2-3 black people get up right now and just
yes,
start
and
running.
just start running. Yo.
But you know what?
We out.
And
That's-
at
that's
that time
also-
in my life, I was an 85er.
But the
But
irony,
you know what?
right? But the irony of that happening there,
yeah.
kind of back what I was talking about first. And it's like, fam, in the Black Utopia, that's not supposed to happen.
But
no
I
more.
think, I
Mhm.
But
think,
that was our shit,
Yeah.
and that shit went.
and I
down.
think
Yeah.
maybe you were part of the 85 because where you came from like a kind of good neighborhood.
Mm.
I think me and JG came from kind of close to the same neighborhood.
Mm.
That we started out as part of the 85 and we became the 5
Yeah.
because we in our neighborhood you got so used to gunshots
Yep.
that when everybody else was running, we was trying to spot the shooter
Yeah.
to make sure we running in the right
Wait,
direction.
you might be running
Yeah.
to that
So
motherfucker.
y'all running, we was like, "Ain't no
Oh, That
gun."
motherfucker dead.
Yeah.
Over there? All right. Yeah, ain't no
Oh,
gun.
dude, he's shooting. He's shooting in the air.
Word.
Go back
No,
to
that's
what you
good.
doing.
That's
But
real.
nah, I
That's
feel
real.
you.
Like, but I think when I think about
We ran for different reasons.
Right.
We ran to get safe and to peep game, see what the
Like
hell
everybody
was
else
going on.
ran to the other side of the
Right.
festival grounds. We got behind the little,
Got behind some
the
shit.
pretzel cart. It was like,
Yep. What's really
Yeah.
going on?
yeah, but that's real, dude. And you think about today, like how I always bring up the tipping point about how things happen, and like even if something, for example, that's unfortunate, but like at any point in time, school shootings, whatever you know you want to say about that, and the percentage of that has gone up because there are more followers than leaders.
Facts.
I don't.
And
but you
and
know
then
what?
the publicizing of it, and like
I
you know,
think the percentage goes up because it gets so much attention. Now.
but that's what I'm
Mhm.
saying. But
Mhm.
what happens is, not that not that Columbine was the original or first one, but what I'm saying is that's my main point as far as like the attention that it gets, and we as consumers, we follow what's a fad. We follow
But
what's.
you know what? I saw.
You thinking maybe the shooter
No.
is following?
Here's the thing.
I'm just saying, just the
concern.
the
Okay.
whole yeah.
But I saw an article and I was scrolling last night because I don't sleep well and shit. I don't know, fucked up life. I don't know. And they were saying that it was an article and they were talking about drugs though, and they were like
okay.
the same drug habits that were frowned on, and this was like an actual article, was frowned on because or ridiculed because it was in the black community,
Mhm.
and now it's an epidemic or an issue
Needs to be picked
now that
up.
it's crossed the lines into the suburban
Mhm.
Yes.
or other cultures.
Mhm.
So if you think back, and no, we didn't have people like shooting like mass amounts of kids at our schools.
There were no
But
mass
if-
shootings, but there was
right,
a
but if
mass
you think-
of shootings.
If you think about all the times like somebody shot outside
Mm-hmm.
urban school or a school in an impoverished neighborhood,
Mm-hmm.
like it was just chalked up as like a shooting in a neighborhood or a
Mhm.
shooting outside of school,
Yeah.
and that's a school shooting still.
And
But
that's my
It,
point.
it wasn't an issue.
Mhm.
It was just a criminal offense, and we're gonna find them and blah blah blah. Like now we got these kids that either bring they're bringing guns in the school,
Mm-hmm.
or whatever. But it's not happening so much in the impoverished neighborhoods because to bring a gun in the school, you got to bring a gun through a metal detector.
Yeah.
So yeah, they can do that at a school that doesn't have a metal detector because
It's
and
funny
it's
he
unchecked.
said that. I think it's a little. I actually went a little different than that. I think it's the familiarity and the availability of the guns in the other communities
That too.
that have to deal with that. Because my thing was like I haven't done anything involving guns with my children. And once you're a man and you have a home to defend, then that's different, and we can
Right.
go
That's a
about
different
that.
conversation at that
But
time.
yeah, it's not a badge of honor for me to be at the gun range with my 4-year-old,
Right.
and that motherfucker know how to shoot.
Right.
That's not a problem.
Especially
That's a
if we're
problem
not
for me.
hunters.
Right, we're not hunters.
You know,
So
we don't
I'm a
hunt.
city dude.
Right.
If I was to go hunting like on a trip, even if I got me a buck, all right, dude, you know what? Give me like some gloves or something out the skin. You can have it. I don't even eat game. I'll go to the store and buy some meat. You can have that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
it was strictly hunting for sport. But
yeah.
I think it's the availability and the familiarity that's got more to do with these school shootings than anything else.
This is why I like the topic, because at the end of the day, though, we're still talking about 85, 10, and 5. Because at the end of the day, it's all the how it's publicized,
Right.
how it's advertised, and how it's tweaked to say a certain thing. So to me, I don't think any of the things that we were just going back and forth about, I don't think any of those things are absolutely true or absolutely false.
Right. Well,
So
here's one for you. When the media puts out, when the story comes out, I think you can even switch your position temporarily on a certain issue. Because if the media were to put out an anti-assault rifle story, I'm probably going to fall in line with that story because that's how I feel. But did my position switch from a 5 to the 85 now?
I see what you're saying.
If I'm a leader, if I'm in the fucking NRA and a pro-gun story comes out that I automatically align with, that I switch my position.
And yeah, and I get what you're saying, because that same story, for example, there was something recently that happened in Waukesha, I guess a Waukesha school, where there was a shooting, yada, yada, yada. And that same story can be spent for the 85, 10, and the 5. The exact same story.
Yep.
And what I'm saying is that's where, for me, this is why things systemically continue to exist, because we have the 85ers. I mean,
the problem
if it's just
is
like,
the people,
if
fam.
everything is designed,
The key word is the S. The key thing is the S word you use. Systemically, there's a system. It's things are institutionalized into us, and that's over centuries and thousands of years this shit is ingrained. And for anybody to believe that we're going to stop any of this stuff that's been in place and drilled into anybody's head just because you woke, or because you and 20 of your friends gonna stop doing something, like, it's not gonna stop. Like, even though we got kids that listen to rap music and kids hang with black kids and white kids are moving to bad neighborhoods or urban neighborhoods or whatever, you still have some kids that are unconsciously being institutionalized with racism because they have a racist parent or a racist grandparent. And even though they're not trying to be racist and they don't see it, it's being put there. Like, I got kids that think it's cool to use the N-word because they hear people use the N-word. And when I tell them, like, they be like, are you offended? I'm like, no, I'm not offended. I just see you as a racist. And they're like, what do you mean? I said, because you're using a word that was created out of hate for a race. And you're using it because you want to get at me. You're trying to push my buttons and you think it's funny. So yeah, I see you as a racist, but I'm not a racist. Then you shouldn't act like one.
I like that.
But
that was a kid?
That was a kid.
Okay, so that's why you ain't punched that motherfucker.
But you got to understand where he got this from.
Yeah, for sure.
Because most of my kids come from suburban neighborhoods. So there's another person, usually somebody older, who's, what does a 12-year-old kid learn words like jigaboo? Yeah. Or porch monkey? Like, that's not popular words anymore.
Not at Sunday school. They ain't learning that there.
Nah. Well, they might have.
I mean, it depends on what school they go to.
Old motherfuckers go to church.
But I think that's just so fascinating, because, and when you think about it, like, when you think about this world and stuff like that, like, we are kind of like, I hate to use the terminology, like, kind of like, we're programmed. We are all programmed, because in some aspects of our lives, we are all sometimes we're the 85, sometimes we're the 10, sometimes we're the 5.
Well,
And
your group
that's
shifts
throughout the
based on what the topic is.
and that's throughout the day. I mean, because when I think about when it comes to parenting, I'm a leader. When it comes to work, I'm all of the above. I'm a leader, I'm a follower, and an observer. So
Well,
I
you
think
have to be an observer to maintain your leadership position.
you know what I'm saying. So it's like I just think, but I often think about the world and like I think kind of like where my twisted mind goes is like when you can step back and just observe the world working. Like when I before I got off of Facebook completely, I was analyzing it. First, I analyzed my behavior on Facebook and what makes me do what I do. What's my social media behavior? And then I spent some time away, like 6 to 9 months away, and then I came back and then observed things like, wow.
Yeah.
And look at how just like a busy, like just like a beehive, like basically everybody, I came back and everybody's still doing their job. Everybody's still plugged in how they're supposed to be plugged in.
You left the matrix and came back and the matrix was
one of those things like this is bigger than you.
You did a study on mob mentality.
Like, dude, it's amazing how we move in this world. And I think a lot of people don't want the change that they say they want bad enough to get off of their ass and do something about it.
There's some truth to that.
And doing something about it doesn't always mean that person's at the forefront or whatever. But I believe that all of these different things that we're talking about, anything that might be plaguing our community or our society, it's like if we had more, observers and leaders, some of these things could change. Because just like y'all was saying all the way in the beginning of the podcast, if you had judges making proper decisions without bias, a lot can change. So we love to think is that, these issues are so insurmountable. They are if this percentage always stays here.
That's the problem, because in that 85, they are the least likely to change. The 5 and the 10 are interchangeable, and they may even be a part of the 85 for a minute before they go back to the 5 or the 10. But the 85 tends to stay to 85. And let's say a body in motion tends to stay in motion, a body at rest tends to stay at rest.
Look at it like this too, and this is the part I think everybody probably doesn't see.
Okay.
That 85 can actually become the leaders
if they wanted to.
They actually do unconsciously because they're the push behind whoever is in leader. So at any point
that's true,
the person in front does something they don't agree with, they push him out the way and they push somebody else
to follow someone else.
I like that because
they still followers.
Yes,
but
I like
they
that.
become.
But I don't because that's the mob mentality, though.
See, but check it out. So, for example, hip hop became the #1 genre of music, right? Probably against a lot of people's chagrin.
Right.
So that's a perfect example of the 85 becoming the leader.
But mumble rap is the dopest shit in the world right now.
But that's
because of them saying
actually no, not anymore. Mumble rap kind of faded in 2018.
Now it's the auto tune, sing song.
You gotta sing and rap at the same.
Mumble rap was high. I think mumble rap.
The 85 be fucking up, fam.
Yeah, but I think
y'all ain't gonna get me to co-sign.
No. We're not, and that's the thing. We're not saying the 85 don't fuck up. The 85 fucks up royally. But the thing is, the 85 fucks up in such a big way that it becomes the next trend because it's like 85 of us and 10 of y'all, so fuck it. Yeah. We don't like you, so let's find us somebody else to push to the front.
I feel you. The 85 is...
And then they be like, hey...
The 85 is... So
they look to the side.
The people that don't do research.
They look to the side and everybody look at one person and be like...
exactly that.
You're next.
Yeah, that's exactly that. That's exactly that. It's like,
they don't do the research.
Yeah, dude. So I think, to me...
That's why they say the 10% capitalize off of the 85. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For example, I've become... at one point I was the 5% on Facebook because I used to think it was cool. I used to wild out and talk shit and post all the bullshit, and I thought it was funny when I got put in Facebook jail. And then I found a way to monetize Facebook.
Yeah.
But I found a way to monetize because while I was in jail, I had to observe.
Right.
Because you can log
You
on
can
and you
look.
can see
You just can't say nothing.
and you can figure out shit.
Are
So
you kidding?
Yeah.
Wait, time out.
you can see shit. You just can't post
Wait,
shit.
you
That's
can
what I'm saying.
see.
Dog,
You can
fair.
post. You get notifications.
That's why I was saying.
People
you
can
are
write
an
on like
observer.
your old posts.
Yeah.
So I observe and I'm like,
I did not know
Yeah.
that you can see,
So,
but you
you
can't.
you know. So I spent time
That's
in jail
amazing.
figuring out how can I make. And I don't know the full algorithm. You know, I don't even like math like that.
Yo, when
But
I get
figure
out,
how can I make this work in my favor?
Yeah.
So now it's like, no, I don't post all the wild shit. Like, not that I don't think the wild shit, because I got a fucked up brain. So a lot of shit I still think.
yeah,
I just don't post it because it's like, so Facebook puts shit in your face.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you think about how Mark Zuckerberg created it and why, because he created
Yeah.
it for people to connect, and it started out connecting people with people on Harvard because the Facebook used to be a book.
right.
There was like a paper book called Facebook.
yeah,
And it had pictures of people that you needed to contact and that their information, and he digitized it. Funny part is he went to the people in the office, the head office, was like, how can I volunteer as a student to help you digitize this? They laughed at him.
Yeah.
He went back
Wow.
to his room, digitized it, and then he made it span towards other campuses.
then,
And that's why when you first got on Facebook, if you wasn't on college, you couldn't, if you wasn't in college, with a college email and your college didn't subscribe to or whatever Facebook was, you couldn't get in. And now everybody's
wow.
in.
And I never thought about that because I was in
So
school
now it's
when
like-
Facebook popped.
I can use
Yeah,
Facebook because Facebook allows me to be in 50 states in other countries without leaving my living room or my phone.
Social
Right.
media is the voice of the 85.
So
when
I
you
can
say
put-
Twitter is a cesspool,
Mm.
So
that's the 85 talking.
I
Yeah.
can put shit on Facebook
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
and
And
I can
reach.
reach people that I don't know and will
Mhm.
never meet.
Yeah, yeah.
So now
And get money from them. So
And that's why the
he's an
85ers
exploitive member of the
But
team.
but that's why the 85ers isn't bad. Like I mean, I just got like all the artists are posting their Spotify
nothing's
results.
Mhm.
bad.
Yeah,
Nothing's ever all bad or all good.
Right.
You
There
got
you go.
good and bad.
life
in
is
every,
great, fam.
Every group, you got good and bad in
Yep.
every profession. You got
Life is
good and
great.
bad everywhere.
mm-hmm.
So nothing's ever all good or all bad. So
Yep.
it's not that the 85 is all bad.
Mhm.
They do some fucked up shit,
Yep.
but that's because they just roll with the majority.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's fascinating because like just what you're saying and kind of like using it and like for example like this past year it's like my like Spotify results said your fandom in Italy has gone up 999%. I don't know what that means, but that shit looked cool as fuck to
Right.
me.
Right.
And I was like, but I'm with it. But I'm
Here's the
like,
thing.
thank you
So
for
you
these
posted it,
85ers that rock with
But
me.
you posted it.
Yeah.
Because my little cousin, Wavy D, and they got their little Wavy Boys, whatever they rap now. They
That's a
posted
really
theirs
cool
too.
name for a crew. Wow.
It is.
Yeah, that's what kids love. I'm
Oh,
sure they're
okay.
young, right?
Yeah, they in their 20s.
20s,
they,
yeah,
They
that's the-
rap kind of like thug shit. But you
Yeah.
know,
Oh,
that's
nah,
the shit we
listen.
came from.
Yeah.
But they're really into it. Like their mom played the drum in church, so like they're like musicians.
They're
from,
musicians
like,
too.
Musicians, to
Yeah.
be real musicians, and they can sing a little bit. So like the shit actually works for them.
Wow.
But they posted theirs too.
Mm-hmm.
So I saw them post theirs. I saw you post yours. So then I started seeing all these other artists post theirs. So then you know what that does is I didn't go look at y'all shit because I already listened to y'all shit.
Yeah.
But somebody else is like, who the fuck? Because
Yeah.
it's going to go in somebody else's news feed.
Oh,
Mm.
absolutely.
So then they're gonna go look,
yeah.
and that's the way it works.
I feel
It
you.
is.
So like
Yeah.
now, you know, they have the thing where you can promote ads, you know, on
Yeah.
Facebook or Instagram. And I'll do it every once in a while. I don't throw like a whole insane amount into it. Like they say for like $5, you can reach an additional 700 people
Mhm.
outside of your network. That's
Mhm.
700 people. I don't know.
Yeah.
Where can I get $5 advertisement to reach 700 random people in a whole nother state?
Yeah. It's if you just break it down and look at it like kind of you just have to find out how you move in this world
Mhm.
and when you're the
But no,
85
you don't
5
find-
and
Well,
You don't find out how you move. You find out how
the
they're
85
moving.
move.
And where
You
can
gotta
I
exploit the 85.
where can I insert my influence
See,
in their movement?
Exploit
Is it
doesn't
truly-
isn't necessarily
a negative
a
word.
negative thing.
Ah.
It's okay.
Okay,
Because you
okay,
think
okay,
about
okay.
it. Okay, if you a member of the 10%,
Mm-hmm.
Why the fuck would you make something that the 5% love
True
and say
indeed.
fuck the 85 if
True
you're trying to
indeed.
make, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you
trying to
open
do
up a business,
yeah, you got to get
it's
the 85.
location, right?
Yeah.
So people don't just pick a spot and like, oh fuck it, I'm gonna open a business here. People do it, but those are the businesses that fail.
Yeah.
It's the motherfucker, they put money into research. Like, you know what? This is a heavy trafficked area.
Mhm.
Yeah.
If I put a business here, it will be seen.
Mhm.
So that's money I don't have to spend on advertising
Right.
because I'm gonna put a restaurant on Capitol
Right.
Yeah.
right before 35th, right after 27th.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's not been shit here for years, but you know what? This is a heavy traveled area.
Yeah.
And somebody going home, driving up Capitol, is going to need some food.
Yep.
So I'm just going to put a fish joint right here.
That motherfucking Popeye's been there forever.
And it's never
Yeah.
closing.
They ain't never.
Yeah.
It's never going to close. They run out.
Junior
Them
Bridge- Junior
motherfuckers
Bridge
run out of
Wendy's.
chicken.
Yep.
How the fuck you run out of chicken and you a chicken restaurant?
Yeah.
Hey, you said that with some bass in your voice.
Yeah, for
It's
real.
like
It's nothing more
you run out of
disappointing.
chicken.
Getting you
For
pull
real.
into a Popeyes line.
Dog.
You done been running around, work
Hey.
all day. You done
No,
took
tell
the
me how you
kids-
feel,
Dog,
bro.
you know
You
the
done
Tell me
took
how you
kids
really
to-
feel,
to,
bro.
To softball games and shit.
You know the
And
best
you're like, you know what?
example.
I don't want to cook. I'm gonna buy some chicken.
You know the best
And you
example
pull
of
into
that
the
shit?
line and they be like, "Sorry, sir, we're all out of chicken."
Nah. Well, that's Popeyes though.
Like,
Them
you don't even
motherfuckers-
sell fucking burgers. What else you got
They
left?
run out of everything though. Popeyes ain't shit. But dog, you know what a better example of this shit is? Because you knew the area.
Yeah.
That Wendy's on 27th. Junior Bridgman owned that. And y'all might be too young to remember this, but Junior Bridgman used to sell soul food in his Wendy's restaurants in Milwaukee.
Wow,
All
I
of
didn't
them.
know that.
Because all the Wendy's he owns right in the hood.
Yeah.
You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Wendy's made Junior Bridgman stop selling soul food because
Wow.
motherfuckers wasn't buying Wendy's.
Mm.
They
I
was
remember
buying
going
the
to that
soul.
Wendy's.
He got rid of the salad bar and it was a soul food bar.
You
You
got
getting
collard
yams and
greens.
shit. I'm no bullshit. Wendy's made them stop doing that
Yeah.
because
You know
motherfuckers
what?
wasn't buying the burgers and
I
shit. They was
remember-
only buying the soul
I remember
food.
there being a salad bar
Wow.
inside there.
Yeah, inside the Wendy's.
But we didn't go in much. We
Yeah.
always went through the
To the drive-thru.
drive-through.
Yeah, 'cause
Yeah.
we was headed to the studio. Go kick
Give me
it,
like
yeah.
6 double stacks and
Right.
12 biggie fries.
Right. Nah,
and shit
dude
like
did.
that.
He
Like,
had a soul food bar in the restaurant.
Wow.
They made him take that
but
shit
you know
out.
what?
But he was
Whatchamacallit-
catering to the 85. The
Yeah,
people
he
in that
was.
area. That's
Whatchamacallit
what
did
they
that
wanted.
shit too. Hers didn't do as great. Stella, when she had the Ponderosa on King Drive,
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
she had to get permission to it, but like, you know, the normal Ponderosa buffet,
Yeah.
she had collard greens and black
Wow.
macaroni, you know,
Yep.
other shit. Otherwise than, you know, what the normal shit was. She still had the chicken wings,
Right.
Yeah.
but the rest of her buffet shit was like soul food.
Mm-hmm.
That is crazy.
She had
Man.
like Frank's Red Hot on the table instead
Right.
of Tabasco sauce.
All that stuff.
That's
dude.
gangster.
Because that's the people. That's the area, man. So yeah, if you're trying to monetize,
Yeah.
you definitely want to know what's popping with the 85.
Word.
So they serve a purpose. But do you willingly want to be a loyal member of that group?
You don't.
Gotcha.
You just want to insert influence randomly.
You
Yeah.
dig what I'm saying?
So to wrap this up, how would we like to? I guess let's go round robin to end this show. Like I think because a lot of jewels you guys drop with this 85 10 5 thing, and it's like I like that. Like this is one of the ones that we can revisit. You know what I'm saying? Like
It applies to life.
we can
man.
revisit this
Yeah.
like 6-7 months down the line
Yep.
and just talk about what's your 85 10 5
Mhm.
experience over the last 6 months.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So I definitely would love to do that, revisit that. So, any parting words you guys have for all the wonderful listeners?
I'd say don't focus on being a leader. Just focus on being an individual and honing whatever skills or you know passions you have inside yourself, and everything else will take care of itself. It's meant for you to be in a leadership position. That opportunity will present itself.
Yeah.
And if that's what you want, then you do that. If you don't, then don't do that, because it's nothing worse than taking on pressure that you don't really want or you're not ready for.
Okay. What about you, JG?
Man, regardless of what you're doing, make sure you know how to think instead of what to think.
I
You
like
know
that.
how to think. It doesn't matter what situation you're in, you'll figure that shit out.
That's what's
If you
up.
only know what to think, then you need to be in situations that revolve around those facts that you memorize. That shit ain't gonna work out for you.
Yeah, that's not
That's
how
not
life
how it works.
Yeah.
That's not how this works.
That's what's up. I would say don't let your fear paralyze you. Let your fear propel you. I think.
I feel you.
He said
like that.
That's a fortune cookie response.
Hey,
Like, but I think
it can push you backwards. It can push you forward.
I think a lot of the things that we talked about today does come back to that. And sometimes people can have brilliant ideas, but fear keeps them stuck in the same position. I've had conversation with people where it's like, yo, I got this. I'm like, this is phenomenal. Like, what are you waiting on?
Right.
So, yeah, I think we'll definitely change that equation to 85-10-5 if people would not let fear paralyze them. So. So yeah, y'all, this has been episode 9 of the Melodrama Podcast. Follow us on IG, the Melodrama Podcast. Follow us on Facebook. And yeah, I don't know if we'll branch out to other forms of social media. I think at this point we're staying away from Twitter, and I'm too old for TikTok. So hit us up on IG and Facebook. And if you have any things you want to say to us, maybe recommend
iHeartRadio.
Oh yeah.
Don't hit me on Facebook.
So yeah,
SoundCloud.
Yeah, so actually, on the we're not on SoundCloud, but iHeartRadio,
We're not?
Spotify. No.
Oh.
If you guys you can also definitely follow us on those
Spotify.
platforms,
Okay, yeah.
and you can comment on the show. Yeah, so do that as well. So yes, so again, shout out to Freshly Broken Unified Records.
Word.
We are the Melodrama Podcast. Peace.
Peace.
It's interesting.
I like this
Man,
one.
I swear I hope people realize them as dogs and
Right.
not like
Instead
little
of-
kidnapped girls or some shit. You know what I'm saying?
Anybody that
shit,
knows,
Like they so toxic.
Man, you know what I'm saying?
They had
They
girls
watching
in the
porn
room
and
like
shit.
anybody that knows dogs or been around dogs,
They
they
know.
know.
Yeah.
Okay.
They got it. Like my dog is finna be 5,
Okay.
and he still whines,
Mhm.
Okay.
and it sounds just like that, even though that's a puppy.
I hate